When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com.
And now, it's
Good morning, everybody. Hey, Chezzy. Noelle, hello, hello, hello. How are you? How is everybody doing? Donna, good to see you. Back on Thursday. Good morning. Brandon, how are you? Good to see you. Alan, I'm good, Chezzy. Thank you for asking. Hey, Steve. Good morning. How's everybody doing? It's Thursday. It's actually Thursday, believe it or not. Hey, Teresa, good to see you. Barbara, good morning. How's everybody? Hey, Wayne. Hey, Patrick, good to see you. We'll see if Facebook Live holds up for us. I'm telling you. If it doesn't, come on over to YouTube or Periscope. Hey, Don, good to see you. Thanks for the blessings. Hey, Bob, good to see you. If you could, as you're coming in, if you would please invite your followers and everybody else, that would be wonderful. The art of the deal, Chezzy, I'm telling you. I'm going to be talking about that in a minute. I think we're on the same page there. Hey, Bob. Hey, Kerman, good to see you. I'm going to do something a little bit different this morning. I'm going to read a little something from a Trailbound. Patrick's over on Periscope. Morning listening mostly this morning. Have a girl coming at 10:30, so work. Okay. Barbara, sounds good. Hey, guys, how are we all? We're good. Lee, haven't seen you in a while. Wondering where you've been. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, let me read a quick little devotional, and then we'll get started. It's called A Shut Mouth Gathers No Foot. You have someone coming too. Okay. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he who opened wide his lips shall have destruction. Proverbs 13:3. Constance Cameron tells a lesson her mother taught her. One day when she was 8, she was playing out beside an open window. Inside, Mrs. Brown was confiding a personal problem to Constance's mother. After Mrs. Brown had gone, the mother realized that Constance had heard everything that had been said. She called her in and said, "If Mrs. Brown had left her purse here today, would we give it to anyone else?" "Hey, Marlene." "Of course not," the girl said. Her mother went on. "Mrs. Brown left something more precious than her pocketbook today. She left a story that could make many people unhappy. The story is not ours to give to anyone. It is still hers, even though she left it here. So we shall not give it to anyone. Do you understand?" She did, and from that day on, whenever a friend would share a confidence or even engage in careless gossip, she considered what they said to be the personal property of the other person, and not hers to give to anyone. The old saying bears great truth. If you don't have something positive to say about someone or something, don't say anything. Hey, Teresa, good morning. Hey, Dawn, good morning to you. So that was just a little devotional. Might be reading some devotionals and such like that. And before we get started, I wanted to ask you guys. Thank you for. But you've been visiting your mom and dad, Lee. Cool. I wanted to ask you, as you guys know, I wrote this book called "My Ears Are Not Like Yours," which is available on Amazon. I wanted to reach out and ask for your help. I'm trying to get this book in front of as many children as I can. I think that it's a book that will get young children started off with a positive message that, when the times get hard, they may reflect on the message in this book. I'm asking you if you know of someone, anybody, a big donor, somebody who is a philanthropist who loves children, somebody that might be interested in getting this book in front of as many kids as possible, could you please help them get in contact with me? You can have them reach out to me, or you can reach out to me on Twitter at Susan Knowles, or just email me at susan@susanknowles.com. I'm really trying to get this pushed and do that. Carmen, on her own volition, took books and sent them to an orphanage, and the orphanage was just really happy to get the book, trying to get it in front of their children. And I was thinking, what a great idea. And I thank Carmen so much for doing that. I didn't ask her to do that, something that she did on her own. And I'm really appreciative of that. And so if you know of anybody, I'm not asking people for donations or anything. I'm just asking you maybe to connect me with somebody who cares about children and would help get that book in front of as many children as possible, whether it's, foster homes, schools, libraries, churches, whatever the case may be. So anyway, I'll leave it there, but I just wanted to get that out there for you. Okay, so in breaking news, as you know, or may not know, my mom always said, if you cannot say something nice, don't say anything at all. That's right, Patrick. And she was right. Moms are typically right. We found out over time. So North Korea blew up its nuclear testing site, and they let foreign journalists see it. I think CNN was one of them. So I'm not sure they did blow it up if CNN said they did, but there were others there who said yes, they actually blew it up. And almost sort of right. I know someone that has really helped sponsor my kids in India. They even went there to visit. Wow, Teresa, I'd love to get connected with them if they have an interest. So President Trump canceled the meeting set for June in Singapore with Kim Jong-un. And I think, the left is already, going crazy. They're already saying, oh, well, like, ha, 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 I guess you won't get a Nobel Peace Prize and you can just play with your tin coins. First of all, the coins did not come from the president's office. Little Kim is thinking of a deal worked for Iran. Why can't it work for me? Exactly. He didn't ask for the Nobel Peace Prize. He wasn't the one that brought it up. He didn't make the coins. So I don't think he's worried about coins or the Nobel Prize. I think if you're worried, as the left goes crazy and compares him to, oh, well, he'll never be like Obama. All Obama had to do for the Nobel Peace Prize was just show up. So I don't, for me, that isn't an accomplishment. But anyway, I also think that President Trump may be trying to work a deal here, meaning it seemed like over the last few days that Kim, hey Max, good morning, that Kim Jong-un was more in control of everything. He was speaking out. He was calling Vice President Pence a political dummy. And I think that was the final straw. I think the president said, that's it. You've insulted the vice president. We're not doing this with you. But I think Kelly, I think he felt emboldened. And I think that he was just thinking, well, I'm going to go to this summit and I'm going to control everything. And maybe there was a good faith effort in destroying this nuclear site. Who knows? It may be that it needed to be destroyed anyway because the ground there is sinking. Trump's going to speak real soon. Okay. So, I think that may be one of the problems that President Trump wants to get back in control of the situation. And maybe the only way to do that was to go ahead and cancel that. To let Kim Jong-un know, hey, you could have been given a lot. You could have gotten a lot of benefit from being in a contract with us, but we're not going to screw around. I don't, Bob, Ben, I don't know if there's a lot of confusion. There may be a lot of confusion on Kim Jong's part. My Democratic friends have always said no peace prize for Trump. The hatred is sad. Exactly, Patrick. Trump should get the Nobel Peace Prize regardless of whatever. Yes, he should. Yes, big time. Well, the confusion, yeah, I mean, really, I don't think the people on the right are confused. I don't think the president's confused or anybody in the administration and conservatives. I think that the people on the left are confused. Oh, it ain't over until it's over. Exactly, Barbara. And you know what? That summit date can come back or be switched or whatever at any time. And I think this is just a way for President Trump to say, look, Kim, you don't control this. We do. If you want to play ball, you're going to play it our way. I think Trump was right pulling it out. Yep. North Korea can't play Trump. Exactly, Cully. Evil agendas. Yeah, well, ask left what Obama got prize and crickets. Exactly. Yeah, why he got the prize? Well, he got the prize because he showed up. He showed up, Brandon. He just said, hi, I'm here. And they, oh, you deserve a Nobel Peace Prize. Trump deserves the prize more than anyone in a long time, certainly more than Obama. Yep, absolutely. There's no doubt. Obama did nothing for 8 years and put us in the worst deal ever, which was the North Korea, I mean, not the North Korea, the Iran deal, in which they would like for us to make the same type of deal, I'm sure, with North Korea and screw that up, but we're not going to do it. Hey, Jules, North Korea should not diss our vice president. Absolutely. And I think he found that out today. Obama did divide Americans, though. Yes, he did, Brandon. Maybe that's why he should get the Nobel Peace Prize. You know, that's why he got it. Obama got the Peace Prize to get him to do something, Jesse said. I'm sorry I didn't hear why Trump canceled. They're saying, Trump's saying because he was tremendous anger and open hostility, Teresa. But I think what the real part of the reason is Kim was filling his oats for the last week or so. And also he called our vice president a political dummy. And so I think that was the last straw. As it should have been. You know, if you're gonna start disrespecting our country before we even start with the negotiations, then we need to back out. My name is Barack and I draw lines in the sandbox. Yeah. And I just keep erasing those lines, Brandon, and draw another line and another line and another line. All the while, though, bending over and apologizing for the United States of America. That's what he does. That's why he got the Nobel Peace Prize. So, there you go. Now, today, there's an all-important meeting coming today. Kim been threatening to cancel. Trump said, watch this. I know, Noel. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Kim thought, you know, I'm going to be in charge of what's going on. And maybe he felt once that coin came out, oh, well, this is a done deal. I can say or do anything I want to do. And it's like, no, you can't. We called his bluff, as we should call his bluff. And now he can go back and, you know, sit there and think about what he could have had. And maybe he'll come around. Maybe he won't. I don't know. But the way I feel is, you know, he may have blown up that one nuclear test site. There's probably more. And if he blew it up, it's probably because the ground is collapsing in any event. Because, you know, that's why I think he stopped testing in the first place. So, okay. So there's an all-important meeting going on today. In fact, there's going to be two starting at noon. The FBI heads, DOJ, John Kelly, Rod Rosenstein, Dan Coates of the National Intelligence Community, and Nunes and Gowdy are going to have a meeting where they're supposed to be shown documents that they've been requesting. You know, how did the FISA application come about, etc. And yeah, I don't care if Pelosi's on, Carmen. I wouldn't watch her if she was on, you know, 24/7. I think he will come around. Probably Lee. I think so too. And then again so that meeting is at 12 at noon. At 2 o'clock, Kelly, Rod Rosenstein, Democrat leaders from the House and Senate, an intel panel, the Gang of Eight, I guess, is going to be meeting. Because the Democrats were whining, like, okay, well, you got this meeting. Why aren't we there? Well, first of all, you didn't do anything, Democrats. You didn't ask for the meeting. You didn't care that the documents weren't made available. You didn't care to do your job as oversight on the DOJ. So, you know, now that Henny Penn, was it Henny Penn or Henny Penny, whatever, Henny Penn has set up the meeting. Now you want, after they've done all the work, the GOP, especially Nunes and Gowdy, now you want to eat a piece of the pie, but you didn't help make it. And that's just what the Democrats do. And I don't know if you remember that story about Henny Penn, but it was the hen who asked everybody to help, you know, work and do some stuff around the house and, you know, all the little animals. and ask everybody to do their share, and of course they didn't. But then when Henny Penn made all this stuff, everybody then wanted to share in it. Oh, give me this, give me that, without doing any of the work. So that's what the Democrats do. Adam Schiff was whining that it said it's a serious abuse of power that they're not letting us go. So there you go. And so Minnie's pie, yeah. And Nancy Pelosi and Chucky Schumer, they're going to be there too. Now again, they had no interest in doing the work, no interest in doing their jobs. Hey, JT Browns. But now all of a sudden they want to go and they have to be there and they want to see what's what. So I hope, would you help me pick my corn? Would you help me, make this? Would you help me do that? No. I gotta go do something else. And, but once you get all that done, then we'll all want to share in what you've made. Yeah. That's exactly what they've done. They can eat crow. I know they're going to be there. I know. Boo hoo. Yep. They just want to know what's coming. They want to know if their names are on the list, I'm sure. So they have to be there. They're too funny. Let's see. There's some other information I wanted to give you. Jared Kushner got his permanent security clearance granted. I'm sure there are a lot of people that aren't happy about that. Other information, President Trump, a federal judge has ruled against him, saying that he cannot block people on Twitter. So there you go. He won't be able to do that anymore. It's a violation of the First Amendment. They're just scaredy cats. I know, Noel. It's like gossipy little people, that want to run around and see what they can. They want to see what they can gin up. They're going to go look at that, and then they're going to try to spin it, because that's exactly what they do in every single thing that they're involved in. Just spin. And if they're not there, they feel that they can't spin it. So I guess Nunez and Gowdy, they're tired of being told that they're going to see things and they don't. So Twitter needs to start blocking spam and bots then. Brandon, it'll probably give Twitter the okay to go ahead and create more spam and bots, just because it'll affect the president. President can't block people even if he's being harassed. That's right, Chessie. Now, what he could do is he could report them to Twitter like the rest of us, and I don't know. Twitter's not under any obligation not to block them, so he can still report it to Twitter, and that's what he's probably going to have to do. And if they get blocked, it's going to be because Twitter did it. I don't know. That went so fast I didn't even see that. I report people who trash POTUS on Twitter, and Twitter actually closes some accounts, Carmen said. That's terrible, Chessie said. Hey, Robert, good morning. Alan, I missed your whole sentence because it went so fast, and others came after it. I didn't see it. But yeah, it's funny. I don't know if Obama blocked people. I mean, I don't know if people were just kissing his butt so much that they didn't have to block him on there. But I would have to think that the Republicans, Susan Trump's gonna y'all soon about. Oh yeah, I guess he's gonna talk about North Korea soon. If you guys want to go, I mean, you can go, but I'm gonna stay on because I'm, or we can just end it, whichever one you want to do. I just use my personal account and not POTUS one. Exactly, Alan. Twitter encourages bots because it bloats their usership. Yep. I think, Alan, though, that if he used his own personal account, they would claim because he's the president, it's never his real personal account. It's always, that of the president. So they'd have a good argument against him even on a personal account. But, that's what it's come down to. So if he's, I don't care. I don't think he really cares. Just came to me, heard on radio, that's all. That's okay, Robert. I mean, I know it'll be taped. We can watch it later. But if you want to go watch it, if we want to end, that's fine too. Okay, Teresa, thank you. Thanks for the flowers, Robert. President Trump, I don't know if you guys saw that immigration roundtable yesterday with President Trump and different people from different organizations. Rod Rosenstein was there. Why Jeff Sessions wasn't, I don't know. Then I do live from the toilet views, Alan said. Oh, gosh. Yep, might as well do live. Go live, Alan, and, then you don't have to worry about it. No, I was at the doctor's all day, Chesney said. Well, it was a very good roundtable about MS-13. That's why I was kind of surprised to see Rod Rosenstein there and not Jeff Sessions. I don't know where Jeff's at. I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe he's working furiously, doing something else. I don't know. But there were two couples, husband and wife over here sitting next to the president. And I was watching it on Facebook on, as Fox comes on Facebook Live, I was watching it. And I can't even begin to tell you the nasty comments made towards one of the women that was sitting there. She was a wife of the guy, I think, next to her. And the whole time she was kind of sitting there like this. And you could tell, well, I could tell, I could tell there was something heavy, a burden that this woman had, and it was kind of obvious. I didn't know who she was. I didn't know at the time, but I could see that this woman was absolutely burdened. And these people were saying, "Oh, I bet somebody better tell that woman there to wake up." And it was like, ha ha, and they were making fun of her. Turns out that the woman's daughter was murdered and cut into pieces by MS-13. And these people were sitting there shamelessly just berating this woman. And, I'll tell you, I don't know how many people, and I responded to some of the trolls because I just couldn't take it. And I said, if that happened to your child, you probably would be lucky that you didn't sit there and drool. I know I can't even imagine their pain. Rolling heads in clubs too. Yeah, I can't imagine their pain, but I tell you, I probably would be one of those people sitting there and drooling, because how would you go on if that happened to your child? And the woman, it was heartbreaking. I know. What is wrong with people? I don't know, Lee. I don't know where civility, respect, decency has gone to. They're going to vote Trump's. They're going to vote Trump. Yeah. Yeah, and the two people, the woman ended up saying, "It's such an honor for me to be here," and I never thought that I'd basically have the privilege of meeting the president. And she could barely get her words out because the woman was so depressed. Hey, Alexis, and rightfully so. But again, I think sometimes, and I'm probably guilty of it myself, we're too quick to judge people, and I don't know, from what I've seen, shaking my head is what it means, Carmen. I think that there's a lack of empathy that I see in a lot of people these days, and I don't know if it's because nothing bad's ever happened to them, and so they don't know what it's like to have to go through pain, which I can't imagine, or if they were never taught. Sometimes you're either born with empathy or you're not, but it was really sad to see that, really sad to see them attacked, really sad to hear the stories, desensitized by the media and social media, Brandon, and not having to go face to face with somebody and see their pain and have to feel their pain and have to say something to them. I think that's a lot of it too. But to hear these parents talk about how their children were killed. One girl was like 15 years old. And for anybody who sits there and thinks that MS-13 is a joke, is unbelievable, then you've never known anybody or heard their stories. Human interaction is important. Absolutely, Brandon. I totally agree. But I thought it was a really good discussion. A lot of people got to say, what was going on, what they felt about MS-13. I did see a lot of people say, oh, and California welcomes those people there. And just to set the record straight, which I do every single time, the people of California didn't vote for sanctuary cities. The people of California had that thrust upon them by the Democrat leadership. We didn't get a chance to vote. We were said, we were told, here's what you're getting. And you can see the revolt going on in California now because people don't want it here. The Hispanic people who live here in California, they don't want those people here. Why would they want to why would they want to see their family members killed by those people? Hey, Daniel, good to see you. Yes, Carmen, I wrote an article about it the other day at SusanKnowles.com. We don't want that BS. No, we don't want that BS, Robert. We need to get rid of it. And I'll tell you something. Here's the thing, since we're on the California thing, here's the thing that I'm seeing in California now that is really about ready to just kind of end it all for us in California in a lot of respects politically. We have two candidates, John Cox and Travis Allen, who are running for governor. If the polls are correct, John Cox is in the number 2 position, right behind Gavin Newsom, who is the most left-wing liberal. You can't go further left than Gavin Newsom, okay? We've never had really a Republican that high up right now in the primaries to be in the number 2 position. The number 3 position is held right now by the ex-mayor of Los Angeles. Travis Allen is way down here somewhere, kind of off the charts, right? So I'm trying to, you say whatever goes on in California goes around to the rest of the U.S. I hope the revolt goes across the U.S. I do too, Chezzy. What I'm trying to convince people is, if you don't vote for John Cox and you decide, I'm going to be stubborn, I'm going to vote for Travis Allen because I love Travis Allen, or I can sleep well at night because I'm voting for Travis Allen. Couple things. I know I can't even say his name. Villagrosa is vomit, Robert says, and he is horrible. He's worse than probably Eric Garcetti, if that's possible, who's the current mayor of Los Angeles. But if you want to be stubborn, we need a businessman for California. That's what John Cox is. Travis Allen does have a complaint filed against him for using campaign money, what they claim is unethical, the way he used it. He used something that was earmarked for one thing over here, okay? I'm not saying he's guilty of it, but I'm saying that's out there. And he's way down here in the polls, if you can believe the polls. And again, the president endorsed John Cox. But people are like, I don't care. I'm voting for Travis Allen. Okay, here's what happens Trump did endorse Cox, yes, Noel. And here's what happens in California. If people split the votes between Travis Allen and John Cox, they could both be out and be beaten by the number 3 guy, the ex-mayor of Los Angeles. If that occurs in the primaries, then we go to the general election with 2 Democrats and 0 GOP. Yeah, Stormy likes polls. That's right, Cully. And I think some people don't understand the fact that you can have that in California. It's not going to be 1 Democrat and 1 Republican in California. That's not the way it works. Whoever the top 2 people are, that's who's going to the general election. And if people keep that stubborn streak, and it certainly appears that they're going to do that, then California, you can just kiss it goodbye. We will have Gavin Newsom as the governor, and if you thought Jerry Brown was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. So I don't know. I can't convince people otherwise. That doesn't make sense. I know, Chezzy. But you know, when some people have it in their minds. I mean, I hate to say this, but and I've said this before. It's the same logic we used on, well, we can't vote for Mitt Romney. I'm a Christian. I can't vote for Mitt Romney because he's Mormon. Okay, well then you handed it over to Obama is exactly what you did. And I get the principles thing. Honestly, I do. Because as I've told you before, I struggled with, in the very beginning, voting for President Trump. I was on, Team Cruz, and that's what I was going to do. But what I did was I opened my mind, I prayed about it, and I voted for President Trump. And thank God I did. And I think that's who was supposed to win. Hey, Rhonda. But if people aren't going to open their minds, we didn't vote for that voting rule, Noel. We didn't do that either. Me too, but I'm so thankful I did. I know, Dee. But as I've said, this isn't like the elections of the old, and I'm serious about that. I've talked to some clients, and they want Cox, and oh, wow. You know what? they're not going to get the ex-mayor against Cox, though, Robert. They're going to get Gavin Newsom. I don't think there's any way in the world that Gavin Newsom is not going to be in the general election. I can't see that happening. People are just too, they just so want Newsom. If they're on the left, they want him. I know. Well, we must pray for the least harm. Yeah, I know, Rhonda, exactly. I know, Robert. I just want the strongest Republican that we have, and I want a Republican in the general election. I don't know. But again, I see people who are just going, well, I'm going to vote for Travis Allen because I like Travis. Okay, great. I don't have anything against Travis. I talked to some libs, and they're voting for the ex-mayor of L.A. Wow. Is that, Robert, are they mostly Hispanic, or are they clients of all races? Because I know the Hispanics loved Villagrosa, whatever his name is. Hey, Danielle, they don't do Republican versus Democrat in California, Chessie. The Democrat leadership changed the rules so that we will have whoever the top two are, that's who's going to be in the general election. Not always a few. Okay. What good is voting for someone who might lose? Exactly, Daniel. California is nuts. Well, no, Chessie, not so much. Our leadership is nuts. California, 50-50. If you guys could, we're at the halfway point. If you don't mind, if you could retweet this, I would really appreciate it. So that's the point. That's what's happening. They know Villagrosa. That's why. Okay. Off topic, but do you have a cuddle pouch? If so, will you show it? Fifi's in the wash. Okay. Hey, Wanda. Good to see you. Let me see. Okay. Here, really quickly, this is the cuddle pouch that Carmen's talking about. This is the Sherpa that's inside. Very soft material. It's a little pouch that the dogs can get in and be really warm and cuddly. And this is one that I have made up already. It's like a little sleeping bag almost for the dogs is what it is. So, and I have another one too. Danielle, these are $36. And this is you can see this is pink, and this is a mint color with little hearts on it. And you can find this at abbybellpetdesigns.com. Yeah, I mean, it's expensive. The material itself, Danielle, is expensive, and the time and everything going into it. And so it's at abbybellpetdesigns.com, and it's ABBYBELLE petdesigns.com. So, but yeah, those are ready to go. If you like those, they're already ready. If you see something, you don't see a color you like, I can pick out the material that you like and the colors that you like, and make it for you. So don't worry about it. Yeah, I know the dogs love it. And my gosh, Carmen, and I've talked about this before, they're so soft. If we could make them for adults and just so you can get in them, I would. I'd have one myself. Okay, so President Trump has also said, hey, Lori, thank you, Danielle. Fifi loves hers good. Susan, that does not pay for your time. I know, Wayne, it doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, that takes a while to make. It really does. It's expensive to make that. And, but it's personalized, and I think you'll love it. And I do everything, the time and energy I put into making anything at Abby Bell Pet Designs, I do it with love, and I do it the best of my ability so that your pet will have the best. And so, yeah, I know. I'm telling you, those things are worth probably about $50 or at least, but I'm selling them for $36. President Trump has basically said, that on immigration, that he wants a full package. He wants the border wall. He wants a change in the system so we don't have like the chain migration, people coming here. I know there's talk about Mitch McConnell thinking about making the Democrats and Republicans. Fifi is tearing hers up. Oh, Fifi is tearing hers up. Okay, got to get another one. But they talk about not letting people go home in August. For whatever reason, Congress takes the entire month of August off. and they do nothing. They're gone. They want to go out, of course, this time, and they want to go out and campaign. So Mitch McConnell's thinking, maybe, I know, a whole month off. Do we deduct that out of their pay? I don't think so. But Mitch McConnell is thinking, maybe I shouldn't let these people go. And like, if you want to go, then pass all this stuff. Pass the money for the border wall. Pass the new immigration law. Do those type of things. That's not going to happen. Now, it's possible that he'll say that and people will think, oh, yeah, sure, Mitch, you're not going to go through with it. And he probably won't. Or he'll say, I'll keep you for like the first week of August, and then they'll let him go. I think, for me personally, it is crazy that we allow Congress to not do their jobs and we allow them to go for a month. Do something. I know, Alan. I mean, a month, you get a month off. What do you do when you're here? Because most of the time, I don't see progress. You can't use the poo emoticon without your chat being limited by Periscope. Unbelievable, Jules. Unbelievable. What can you do on Periscope anymore? I've seen the pornography. Did they get rid of that? No, but we got rid of that poo symbol. Woo! They just got back. Yeah, I know, Alan. They seriously, they go out every couple of months, and I get it. They have some late nights. They're working till midnight, 2 in the morning. Good. Let's have some more of those late nights. If you want a month off, let's do that every month. I mean, come on. What profession really, except maybe teachers, get a whole month off so that they can just go and do nothing? And something of that national and international importance, I don't know of anybody who takes a month off other than Congress. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Speaking of Obama and getting the Nobel Peace Prize for showing up, his presidential center that he wants to build in Chicago, the city council voted 47-1 to approve it, even though there have been lots of opposition to building that center. That center is going to cost the people of Chicago $500 million. And they're building it. Now, this is, okay, for the president who decided that he was going to save all the parklands so nobody could do anything with them. That, oh, well, we can't build on those. We can't do anything that might disturb him. What is he going to do? He's using a designated public parkland to build his Obama Center on. Now, why does he get the right to do that? Illinois is so broke, Danielle said. I know. He doesn't care. Glad it's not built in Hawaii. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I guess in Hawaii, but he'll probably build something else there. I don't know. But I think people are calling it, I call bullcrap on $500 million. There's pocket money in there, Carmen said. I'm calling that he's a hypocrite. I think it's an illegal land grab of public property. Really, Illinois is so broke. Somebody said, why do they need an Obama Center? D, when you want a monument to yourself, just trying to get away with another scam. Yep, nobody in Hawaii wanted that. Yeah, maybe they should have built it near the lava pits, Robert, and they could have gotten rid of it before it even started. But I think it is, it's an illegal land grab. He didn't, he was so careful. Oh, we got to take away all the land. When he was president, we can't use any of it for anything. And now what does he do? He said he's using it for himself. Maybe, we'll go to jail first. Well, Danielle, I don't think that's going to happen. I know people want that to happen. It's very unlikely. I don't want to get people's hopes up that a former president is going to go to jail. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying it's improbable. Would I love to see it? Absolutely. But I'm telling you, they won't go that high. How about Cali Sanctuary with free health care for illegal immigrants? Again, EQ, that's not the people of California doing that. You'll have to talk to the leadership about it. We didn't ask for sanctuary cities. We're not asking for anything else. They want to put it, Robert, listen to this. They want to put a tax on our water now because they're saying we need a tax on the water to keep the water clean. When people are saying, hey, you've taxed everything across the board, use some of that money. I know, Robert. I mean, it's crazy. It suggested that Hawaii's son Obama should be thrown into volcano to quiet the eruption. Oh, I haven't heard that. Oh, you were saying that, Robert. Okay. Yeah, I know it's crazy. How can unreasonable taxes be imposed? Because they go ahead and do it, and if you try to get those people fired, you try to get them tossed, and do a recall, they manage, because they're in control, they manage to stop the recall. We tried to do a recall on a guy up in Orange County who decided they were going to tax the gasoline. And what happened? The Democrat leadership stopped that recall. We were able to, a long time ago, get a Democrat governor out, but my God, yeah, we tossed him out. That's been so long ago. It's a totalitarian government here in California. It is. Should do massive protests. Alexis, people in California don't do that stuff. Yeah. Well, EQ, you'd think that, when you ask Detroit and Baltimore, ask the people there how things are running. You'll get an idea. I'm surprised that people don't revolt. What's wrong with them? Because D, a lot of times they don't know, they don't believe that things like that are going on. Or they're, too busy down at the beach. They don't want to go out. People in California don't protest all that much. They just don't. I mean, some do, but like Robert, have you ever seen a major protest in California in your whole life? I haven't. I've been here since 78. So I've never seen that. We're sick of it. Yeah, we are sick of it. You might start seeing some things happen in California that you've never seen before. Quite possible. I mean, again, the revolt over the sanctuary city policy, people are starting to speak up. It won't be an earthquake. It will be the weight of taxes that breaks it away from the country. Exactly, Patrick. I know. It's crazy. It's sad. It's a beautiful place. It really is. But the Democrats are ruining it. And, California, when we had the roundtable with the president, people that were there said, Mr. President, help us. Help us in California. We're trying to fight this, but we need your help. The federal government fighting even the state of California, it costs a lot of money. And they do need help. It's expensive. They seem to protest conservative speakers, Penn College campuses fairly well. Well, yeah, and that's the young people that are doing that. Antifa, who was put there by Soros and people like that. Trump needs to come to California soon. I know, Robert. I don't know that he will. I mean, he's been down to the border, and we probably won't see him for a while. But I would love to see him come to California and endorse again John Cox and push John Cox in California. That would be nice. Now, and I know John Cox isn't perfect. I don't really care at this point. We'll end up washing itself into Mexico with zero revenue to sustain itself. Well, we're going to get there, especially if Gavin Newsom becomes the governor. Man, it's going to happen faster. What we need to do is get these people out, these Democrat leaders, and I think people are starting to wake up. They're trying. Supposedly the wall is being built and it's being repaired. Y'all, anything to boost up the facts. I know, Robert. We need that. We need it. We need people. And unfortunately, Robert, some people have already sent in their absentee ballots and mailed them in. And I had some guy who was telling me yesterday when I posted on Facebook that he's already done that. He can sleep well and he's fine. Do I think Maxine will retain her position? There's a really good chance that she will. Because Maxine, those people eat out of her hands, unfortunately. And they're, again, most of her constituents are probably African American. You think so too? Probably African American and some Hispanic. And I think that unless they wake up and realize that the Democrats have been using them and continue to use them, and that Maxine Waters is not one of them. She lives in a mansion. She has tons of money. She doesn't even live in their district. And she's sitting there, I feel your pain. I just feel terrible for the hardworking coffers who have made California what it is. I know, EQ. I mean, it's sad. It's really sad. I mean, let's pray that their eyes are open. I hope so, Danielle. And I pray that California gosh, if we could oust some of these Democrats and get California back. Again, Ronald Reagan took credit for the fact why that California turned blue. And he said he made a mistake. He did that amnesty deal and California turned blue. We used to be red, especially San Diego County used to be a staunch red county. And it's not any longer. And again, you can see that it's most of the coast. That's where all the blue is. And if you go inland, that's where all the red is. That's where the hardworking people are. They're not on the coast. I mean, they get their money, different ways. Some of them are hard workers. I'm not saying that they're all not. But the hard workers are the people in the red. And the counties like San Diego, Riverside County. Riverside's more red. It's a pretty red county for the most part. But the rest of them, San Diego, Los Angeles, blue, blue, blue. In regards to the NFL coming out yesterday and saying that, wonder why, I know, Alan, I don't know. The NFL coming out and saying that the league now is going to be fined, not the players, the league, if they don't stand for the national anthem. And a lot of people are saying, well, you're supposed to stay in the locker room if you're not going to stand for the national anthem. There's one guy, I can't remember which team, said, oh, that's okay, I'll pay the fine. So what I say is, I don't know what the fine is, but it should be increased to $1 million. It's a prime example of what happens with a democracy. People steadily grow more and more liberal. Absolutely, EQ. Yep. Oh, it was the Jets? Okay. So I think they should make the fine $1 million. And I think that you'll probably, if you're watching, and I'm not going to be watching, I'm done with the NFL and their BS. I think you're probably going to see people who are going to protest. Yep, ruined it for me too, Robert. Ruined football for me too. But they're desperate now. They know that President Trump's not going to give up on getting people to stand for the national anthem. I know, should be stand or don't play. My thing is, if you want to stay in the locker room, then stay in the locker room. Hey, Junior, stay in the locker room throughout the entire game. If you don't want to be a team player and you don't want to be on the field with your team during the national anthem, then you don't need to be on your team during time to play football. So just stay in the locker room. I'm so tired of millionaires pretending that they know the struggle. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. But, not all cops are bad. Not all things are bad. And I don't need you kneeling down during a game that I want to see telling me your political opinions. I don't need it. Yeah, exactly. It's red, white, and blue. Exactly. Control your employees was the issue. I know, Junior. Here's the thing. There was a woman at Home Depot, and I believe it was New York, 22-year-old, I believe, and a Bernie Sanders supporter. I know this is going to, shock you. But she had a hat made that said, America was never great. And she wore it to work. So many more fun things to do. Watch paint dry. I know, watch weeds grow. I know, Patrick. Good morning, Kim. So she wore that hat to work. And she's like, well, I don't know. I just had it because I was tired of seeing Make America Great Again. So I said America was never great. And then she started getting death threats, which, you don't threaten somebody with death for wearing a hat. What you do is you call Home Depot and you say, I'm offended by her wearing that cap in Home Depot. Or as Home Depot, you say, you can't wear your political views on anything in our company. And that's basically what they did. Richie said sports are supposed to be a way of bringing the country together. Despite hard times, it's sad what they did to football. Exactly, Richie. Absolutely agree. So basically what happened was Home Depot got so many phone calls, they just quit answering the phone. And they put out a message saying that our employees cannot wear their political views on the job. It's disrespectful to our country and should not be accepted by the NFL or the fans. Exactly, Kitty. I believe it. Good fire that's coming. I don't know. Robert, I don't know if she got fired. She didn't go to work the next day after she got death threats. I don't know if she got fired or just quit. They didn't say what happened to her, but my guess is if she's still there, she's no longer wearing that cap. That'll be the next thing that those people in the NFL, you see, that's the same thing they could say. Well, I'll put on this cap, about whatever political thing that they want to do, but they can't do that because it's not allowed on the job. We were not allowed to have any logo on our uniforms. Yep, good. No one should wear political to work. Yep, NFL lost about 10% viewership last season. Bottom line, owners lost money. I know, Junior, that's the only reason they're doing anything about it. And there's rumors are that they're scared of President Trump because they're scared of what he's going to do. Meaning, he's going to keep saying, we stand for the national anthem. And again, football was supposed to be, like Richie said, bringing families together, bringing the country together. And NFL tried going global and failed. I know, Brandon. They were hoping, oh, we'll just take it out of the United States and go other places and blah, blah, blah. And they still lost money. And it's kind of like, again, if you in your off time, out of uniform, want to go anywhere and tell people your political point of view, go for it. My blessings and everybody else's, I'm sure. And that's fine. I won't be there, if I don't want to be there, or I will be if I want to be. But in a football game where people have paid to view the football game, not your political view, then you need to play football. Remove the NFL tax status. And Cully, that's probably what they're afraid of. That's really what they're afraid of with the president, that he's going to do something like that. And he should. You can stand up. You don't even have to put your hand over your heart. All you got to do is stand there and be respectful. Just stand for the anthem, period. I know you should, EQ. I'm sure these same people, well, in fact, they did. When they went over to London and they played in the UK, they didn't take a knee. They didn't do that in London. Why didn't you take a knee in London? If you wanted to express your point of view, Robert said pisses him off. I know, Robert, it does. Does me too. But if you want to express your point of view, hey, you know what? Just go to the UK. How many people watch that? Why didn't you take a knee then? And I know what they would say. Well, we weren't in America. America's the one with the problem. Hey, if you want to express your point of view, do it over there. Do it everywhere you get a chance to do it. You want to do it here because you want to send a message and you want a captive audience to have to hear your message. Neighbors burning food again. Oh. Brandon, well, someday they might invite you over and you can tell them how to cook the food without burning it, maybe. So anyway, they went live like they were in Europe. Yeah. UK has no freedom of speech. They really don't, Danielle. We watched that yesterday, didn't we? I didn't see the beginning of it and what was the whole situation, so I don't really want to comment on it. But yeah, they don't have the same constitutional rights as we do in the United States. Still not teaching respect by giving players an out in the locker room. They're not. You're right. And that's why I say I'm not going to be watching. You want to stay in the locker room, you stay in the locker room. I'll have my TV turned off. I won't be watching you. If you want to act like mature adults, get out on the field with your teammates and just stand up. I'm not even asking you to sing the national anthem. You don't even have to put your hand on your heart. Just stand there. Don't make a fool out of yourself. Just stand there and we'll be okay. But if you want my money, then you're going to stand for the national anthem on the field with everybody else and be respectful, whether you agree with it or not. I wouldn't go to some other country and disrespect their flag or what they're doing, and nor would I do that in my own country. Soon we won't have freedom of speech yeah, I know, EQ, it's coming that way. Exactly, Kim said. I plainly saw Obama not placing his hand on his chest one time during the anthem. I know, I did too, Daniel. And he should have. He's the president, and he should have. But at least he stood, and that's fine. If that's all you can do, if that's as far as your maturity level will let you go, okay, just stand there. Don't make what out of yourself. Kaepernick wearing socks depicting police as pigs. Come on, you're no example. I know, and you know what? Junior gets me about this. The only time that Kaepernick became concerned about that is when his Black Lives Matter girlfriend asked him to do it. Otherwise, Kaepernick's, what? What's going on? I don't care. He didn't care until his girlfriend said something and wanted him to do it. That's why I love the bull riders. All of them stand and respect the flag. And that's why people love NASCAR too, Kim, because they stand up for the American flag. Like I said, you don't have to, if you don't even want to sing it, you don't want to do anything, Kaepernick's out of a job. And yeah, I know, Junior, and as he should be. Because if you're an employee and you show your potential employers that you're not a team player, I don't know any company that would hire you. Tell me one that will hire you knowing ahead of time that you are not a team player. And being a team player means you do everything with your team. Wasn't Kaepernick's wife a Muslim? Was he married? I have no idea. I don't think the people who raised him were Muslim. He has a right to kneel, but we have a right to react. Exactly. If he wants to kneel, go ahead. You have the right to kneel. I mean, if it's his First Amendment right or whatever you want to say that it is, absolutely. You have a right to do anything that you want. You have a right to go into your job today, Robert, or anybody else who's going to work today, and you can sit there and kneel, but you also have a right to have your employer fire your butt. So Trump canceled with Kim Jong-un. Yes, he did, Kitty. We talked about in the very beginning, you might want to get the replay on what we were talking about with that. All Kaepernick did was look like a fool. Yep. But he cannot tell folks how to react to it. Exactly. His girlfriend was Mansour. No, his girlfriend wasn't Mansour. Linda Mansour. No. That wasn't his girlfriend. I can't remember her name right now. It's Sarsour. It's Linda Sarsour was who you're thinking about, Danielle, but that was not his girlfriend. I can't remember her name. If you look up Black Lives Matter, you'll see her name. She's a young woman. And again, what happened to Black Lives Matter? Those people kind of just went away. But, you know, who knows? Maybe they'll be back at any time. Once they get an influx of money, they'll be back. Brandon, here's some news, a funny kind of news for you in North Carolina. The other day at one of the schools, his girlfriend, like an owners to slave masters, very disturbed woman. Yeah, I know, Brandon. Part of that Linda Sarsour group, by the way. A North Carolina high school had to have an evacuation, and they had red, white, and blue lives matter. That's right, EQ. Had to have hazmat called. Students were complaining, and the staff saying their eyes were tearing up, their throats were burning. Turned out to be a clogged toilet. No longer in the Navy, Patrick said the Bush motorcade was driving through North Island. A sailor in uniform gave the finger. Woohoo! I bet that didn't go over well. Glad Kaepernick, Crooked Hillary, and Barry Obama are no longer relevant. Only in their own minds, Junior. But, you know. Hillary obviously thinks she's relevant. Obama and Michelle are pretty relevant at Netflix now with their multi-year agreement that they just signed with Netflix. So, yep. So, Caitlyn Jenner basically said that she won't be voting for Trump on a re-election because he's the worst president for LGBT issues. Wade County, Raleigh area just voted the first woman Latina as school superintendent. Yeah, Hillary in her Russian hat can take a hike, Junior said. I know. She thought that was so clever. Yeah, she'll be laughing all the way, hopefully into an orange jumpsuit someday. But that would be nice. Oh, call it by its real name. Did you hear Spotify signed up with Soros? Not surprised. Nope, I didn't hear about that. Oh my gosh, I bet she does, Carmen said. And soon as first episode of Obama propaganda is on Netflix, your contract will end. Yep. Her and Comey will be cellmates. I loved how President Trump called Comey a rotten apple. I don't think he liked that. But Dems here in North Carolina are trying to pass gun control measures. Thank God GOP has supermajority. Wow. She will vote Trump but never admit it, Carmen said. Yeah, City Council in New York City, you think it's just California, is going to introduce a bill to ban plastic straws at restaurants. They will also ban plastic coffee stirrers, and you'll have to either get a paper straw or you'll have to have a metal straw to use. Thank you, Brandon. You have a wonderful day, too. I have been listening. Thank you, Marlene. Thanks so much, Marlene. I hope your family, everything's getting better. Um, Also, I'll be back tomorrow. Please, if you will, retweet this so that people will see it. And again, please replay this. And I was reaching out and asking for your help on something. If you will, please read that. And if you can help me on that, please just DM me or email me at susan@susanknowles.com. Thank you so much. Have a great day. You too, Junior. Everybody, have a great day. Prayers for Cameron's sister. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Thank you for retweeting. God bless you guys.